So this artwork, Exit, was commissioned by the Cartier Fondation for Contemporary Art in Paris in 2008. It was created by Hervé Chandès, who is the general director of the Fondation Cartier, and Paul Virilio, who is a French philosopher and urban planner. He's a very important thinker in France, and we have been working with him for several years now, conceived different exhibitions based on his ideas and the concepts that he has developed and brought to contemporary thinking. And this time we wanted to focus our exhibition because the piece was part of a larger exhibition called Native Land, focusing on the questions of native land and people's migrations around the globe. And the starting point for the exhibition again was the ideas developed by Paul Virilio. So he curated the exhibition and this particular piece, for which he collaborated with an architectural studio based in New York called Delamarre, and Renfro. That are important architects who are built around the world. They are very well known for designing the High Line in New York, as well as the ICA in Boston, for example. And we have been working with them on several occasions and several exhibitions, because they do a lot of building design, of course, but they also create a lot of museum installations. They have a very diverse practice. And the challenge for Paul Virilio and Delamarre, and Renfro was to find a visual way, a formal way, to transform the data into an art form. All the installation that was created was based on the collection of data that we gathered from very diverse organisms like the UNESCO, the UN, the diverse departments of the UN, many NGOs that collaborated to the project. They very kindly gave us their data on the subject of people migrations, and the data have been encoded and transformed into visuals. In a way, really, the idea was to ask ourselves, is it possible to go from the data that can be sometimes a bit dry for a general audience that is not has not maybe sometimes a scientific knowledge to understand the data, to go from the data into an appealing visual form that brings some emotion into the data, a visual emotion, in order to transmit some ideas and raise some issues on the subject. The installation is divided into 6 chapters, all related, of course, to people's migrations, and notably to the causes of these migrations around the globe, like the political refugees because of wars or any kind of crisis, the economic migrations, and also there is a very important chapter on the questions of natural disasters and climate change. That is one of the main causes today, as we know, of people's migrations, but we talk a lot about climate change, about natural disaster, but not so much about the migrations that it causes around the globe. And this is a very important focus in Paul Virilio's writings these days and for the past years. And the last chapter is very important for us and quite emblematic of our commitment as a foundation. Is a chapter that highlights the link between biodiversity and sociodiversity. In a way, it explains how the changing in biodiversity brings a lot of changes in sociodiversity around the globe, and the link between nature and the people, and how the natural catastrophes bring a lot of people's migrations.